Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining Candidina every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do hit the like button, share with friends, and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth, both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Jaydev joins me in this session. Welcome, Jaydev.
Good evening to all the viewers once again.
Yeah. So let's start with the first thing, which is see how SSR fans are very upset with Dhakkar, that is Kangana's movie Dhakkar, and how they have boycotted Dhakkar. Kangana had once alleged that it was professional bullying and nepotism that took SSR's life. She had also quoted Kedarnath director Abhishek Kapoor and said, "What happened to SSR was systematic dismantling of a fragile mind." We all know Sushant was never a fragile person. Surprisingly, fans of the star now want to boycott Kangana Ranaut's movie Dhakkar. It's not surprisingly. It is, people have understood that she's a U-turner. They're upset with her for working with Arjun Rampal in the movie. Arjun Rampal, for the unversed, was also summoned by the Narcotics Control Bureau in the drugs probe linked to a Sushant Singh Rajput case. They're also not happy with her for recently praising Salman Khan, who praised her film Dhakkar. Never forget how she used Sushant's case for her personal agenda. What she said was that justice never mattered to her. All that matters to her is her name, fame, and her benefit. That's what people have understood. That's why now, when her agenda is fulfilled, she supports Bollywood. So boycott Dhakkar is also on. On Sushant's birth anniversary, she had said in a tweet, "Dear Sushant, movie mafia banned you, bullied you, and harassed you. Many times on social media you asked for help, and I regret not being there for you. I wish I didn't assume you're strong enough to handle mafia torture on your own. I wish. Above everything, celebrate Sushant Day as a celebration of life. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not good enough. Don't trust anyone more than yourself. Leave people who tell you drugs are the solution and suck you dry financially and emotionally. Celebrate Sushant Day," she added. It's the same kind of dialogue that, Shekhar Kapoor also said. So it's just, they are just like, what do you call, the rats that follow Pied Piper, singing the same tune, Yeah, back to you, Jen.
Yeah, so what surprises me is that, that Kangana is still, she is very sort of, she's on the fence when it comes to, either supporting the SSRians or, supporting the Bollywood cabal, right? And it's, now she's facing the music because it is very, very apparent that Dhakkar is a big flop, and that I recently heard that in all the theaters, Dhakkar is being replaced by Bhool Bhulaiya 2 very fast. And I'm not surprised that I won't be surprised that if this film is quickly bought on to some OTT platform like Z5 or Netflix or Amazon Prime. So she is, slowly losing her, prominence, and she's, after the Jayalalitha film, you know, she has not made any sort of hit films, and the only thing which she has had some sort of prominence is the Lockup series with Ekta Kapoor, and she has made some controversial statements, and then she has openly supported Munawar Farooqi, and this is now she's slowly realizing that by gifting herself a Maybach which is worth 5 crores, and all the other luxuries which she's sort of purchasing by herself, that's not going to sort of make her believe that the fans are slowly forgetting what she did in the past, and that she will get the support from the fans. So yeah, we'll just take on a few comments. Yeah, Projecta says, I joined after a long time. Say something about Vismaya's justice and girls fight in Bishop Cotton School. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah. What I wanted to tell Projector is that it was an emotional moment for Trivikraman Nair as the additional sessions court in Kollam, Kerala pronounced a guilty verdict for Kiran Kumar, the man responsible for his daughter's death on May 23, 2022. Speaking to reporters outside the court after the verdict was pronounced, Nair said the daughter had finally got justice she deserved and that he was content with the verdict. Vismaya, a student of Ayurveda, was only 22 years old when she died by suicide on June 21st, after she got married to the 30-year-old Kiran Kumar, a government employee. The court pronounced Kiran Kumar guilty of all charges, including dowry death and harassment and abetment to suicide. It was the verdict Vismaya's father had hoped for. Vismaya's mother, Sajitha, thanked everyone and hoped that no one else would suffer the way her daughter did. So that's good news coming our way. And also, when you mentioned about the Bishop Cotton School, I did see that video and I found it rather weird. I don't know whether the girls were high on drugs to behave in this manner, because just for a mere boyfriend, if they can do these kind of tussles, that means there's something wrong there, Projector. So I think somebody would have perhaps spiked their drink. Yeah, back to you, Jerry.
Yeah, Moonchild says that Kangana couldn't manipulate public this time. Yeah, I agree. And just saw the video posted by Twitter account showing Samir Wankhede, sir, in Baba Siddiqui Iftar party. What is going on? Are we being taken for a ride? Who to trust? I have not come
Yes, I
across
saw
that.
that, Daisy. And this is an old one. And I remember that was the peak of Baba Siddiqui's parties. And everybody from all of Bombay, Maharashtra politicians were there. And all the Congress politicians, including Shinde, and all those, the chief minister, and all these Salman Khan and his brothers, and everybody was there. And I did see Samir Wankhede sitting near Sajid Nadir. Now, usually what happens is they call each and every one. So we cannot say that he's a part of the cabal just because he sat near somebody. And looking at his track record, he wouldn't have done all this just to show off to people. So I think this we can add with a bag of salt, that he wasn't a part of the cabal. Yeah, back to you.
Yeah, so like even for that matter, even Modi ji is seen with Bollywood celebrities and all the top shots of Bollywood. That
Absolutely.
doesn't mean that he's sort of involved with Bollywood, right?
But
Yeah.
thank you for
So
alerting us. So that's important. You alerted us, and we were already on that story.
yeah, so Karthik says worst ever opening for Kangana. Dhaka is a disaster. Yes, I think Kangana was just acting in SSR case. She just wants attention, so did drama. Absolutely, son. Controversy is just another way of staying in the limelight. Be it positive or negative controversy. Not sure why Kangana Ranaut is given too much prominence. Isn't the government to be blamed? They gave her Vice Security National Awards and made her right wing's mouthpiece. Yes, Sunita, very valid point raised by you. And at when last year, in fact, her house was taken apart by the Bombay Municipal Corporation, and in fact, public was strongly with her, and yeah, yeah. But I do
Yeah.
hope that the parents of those children involved, they take responsibility and they give adequate punishment to those children, right? It's not enough that the teachers are to be blamed for this.
Sunita, we will also be moving to that story shortly. So let us first cover the first section. and then we'll be moving on to that.
Yeah,
All these
all these
fancy
fancy
schools, yeah.
get these fancy kids, and those are the real problems in life. They are far removed from reality. Absolutely, Moonchild, that all these rich kids are pampered, and when when a real problem comes in their life, they don't know how to deal with it because they're used to a life of luxury. So Samir Wankhede, yeah, BJP should stop protecting Kangana. Henceforth, netizens are furious at BJP for supporting her. Yes, Karthik. Bollywood is trying hard to fool the masses. Twitter is full of trending Bollywood news. They are manipulating people to come back to theaters. So, Neelam, the
Okay,
latest is
here,
that.
yeah, yeah, Jaydev, I would also like to tell the viewers towards the end, I would like to discuss with you, and I importantly need your views on that. See, earlier we used to watch, Bollywood movies and enjoy some
Hmm,
songs. Okay, like
hmm,
for example, yeah, for example, I would tell you that. See, this was a song that I enjoyed earlier. Uh, yeah, Chura ke dil mera, or this song, of Dil de chuke hai, hum dil de chuke hai sanam. So, but now when we watch the same songs, we feel a repulsion. We don't watch it. Ever since Sushant died and Boycott Bollywood is on, things have changed. So please put your valuable comments towards the end. We'll be discussing that as well. Thank you, Neela.
yeah, so moving on to the next piece of news is with regards to Abrar Ul Haq. And Abrar Ul Haq, took to Twitter and to claim that he has not sold his song Nach Punjaban, and producers like Karan Johar should not copy his songs. He also threatened legal action to claim damages. So Abrar has accused Karan Johar of stealing his song Nach Punjaban in his upcoming film Jag Jag Jio. Now,
Jug Jug Ji.
he also threatened legal action to claim damages.
Yeah.
Abrar
In
also
fact,
said this is.
Jaydev,
Yeah.
before you continue, I'd also like to say that a Vishal Singh has tweeted that I had registered a story, Bani Rani, with SWA India or organization in January 2020. I had officially mailed Dharma Movies in February 2020 for an opportunity to co-produce with them. I even got a reply from them. And then they have taken my story and made it Jug Jug Jio. Not fair, Karan Johar. Screenshot of my mail to Dharam Movies dated 17/2020, and an official complaint will follow. So not only the story, the song, everything has been copied. It's like, Bollywood has nothing original to do. They are the most fake people in the world, right? From plastic surgery to silicone boobs, everything about them is artificial.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So Abrar also said this is the sixth time his song has been copied. So it's not the first time; it's the sixth time. Though he did not make it clear whether he is, especially referring to Karan Johar or Bollywood in general. I have not sold my song Nach Punjaban to any Indian movie and reserve the rights to go to court to claim damages. Producers like Karan Johar should not use copy songs. This is my sixth song being copied, which will not be allowed at all. So we'll have to see how this develops further.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have something
Yeah, you can
regarding Fire
continue.
Road.
Jaydev, you can continue with
Yes, yes, yes.
fire.
So, in follow-up with Kangana Ranaut, it's another, I would say, U-turn in the case of SSR movement is Payal Rohatgi. She took to Instagram to mock Kangana Ranaut, film Darkhead's performance. And she also slammed Kangana Ranaut and wrote how the film how he didn't promote, how Munawar Farooqi did not promote the film, nor did his followers. Her post read, "Sad karma is a B followed by four letters. So जिसको 18 लाख वोट मिले ना उसने फिल्म की promotion की ना उसके what's film देखना आए." So which translates to the one who received 18 lakh votes They didn't do promotion, nor did their bots come to watch the film. So she went on to add, सीता माँ पर फिल्म बनाने वाली है कंगना जी और उसमें सीता माँ का मजाक उड़ाने वाले को शायद रोल भी देगी क्योंकि उसे अपनी ऑब्जेक्टिविटी दिखानी है समझ को. Kangana, so which translates to Kangana is going to make a film on goddess Sita, and the one who made fun of her, even they might land a role because she has to show her objectivity to the society. Now, earlier Payal had slammed Kangana over her judgment on Lockup. She had written on Instagram, Kangana and a lot of A-grade celebrities who came as guests on Lockup called me a badass. Maybe they didn't know the meaning of it. Then, in the middle of the show and on the finale, Kangana realized it. She had added that so that means the concept of the show was an ucha taught, and so they made winner of the Gargar Ki Kahani. She hinted at Kahani Gargar Ki types after bonding with the hosts of Big Boss 1 week before the finale, when the whole season all Kangana said was that the show is not Gargar Ki Kahani types. So apparently, this is another lady which is highly controversial, and she likes to be the center of attention, much like Kangana. And she also sort of took a U-turn, exactly like Kangana in the case of the SSR movement, which is Payal Rohatgi. And so she is just you know taking her pot shots at Kangana Ranaut now.
Yeah. You could perhaps read the comments.
Yeah, so just says hello, Meena. Karthik, we all boycotted Bollywood. Yeah, they can play all the tricks they like. We are not interested anymore. Yes, Jess. Bollywood has no conscience. Yeah. So Karthik says even when Ramayana came on TV, many people questioned the choice of Deepika for the role of Sita because of a track record of having done sleazy films before that. Yes, Karthik. And what about Rajamouli in the recent film RRR? There was an indirect depiction of Alia Bhatt as Sita, right, in that film. And she has played the role of Gangubai Katewadi in the previous film. So what about that? So hello to everyone. I'm not Indian. I'm so sad about SSR's death. Yes, couldn't sleep day nights. What a great person, a legend, beautiful inside and outside. I hope same happens to those who that did that to him. Yes, HL and karma has a way of coming around to those. Even though there's the actual justice system takes a long time, the divine justice never fails and is delivered. Sunita, it could be, yeah, for Himachal is Congress dominated and probably supporting anyone famous from Himachal to spread word for BJP. Right. So Dakar is Kangana trying to do a Uma Thurman of Kill Bill. Yes, an audience could no way relate to it. Hope she gets the message that people have seen through her act. Absolutely, Maya, and that's why Dakar was not a hit. If people still had confidence in her, then they would have gone to the theaters and watched the film. But that was not the case. So I'm from Iran, HL. Yeah, hi, HL. So Sandeep Singh at Cannes makes one wonder what justice is all about. Absolutely, Maya. By playing Sita Mom, even for a split second, Alia may have become at least a little better person now. Yeah. Meena, man, yeah, I get repulsed by anything remotely Bollywood. First, people need to ban this pap
Yeah,
culture.
paparazzi culture.
Yeah, absolutely, son. And even the Instagram culture is, sort of having a negative influence on, teenagers and young people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Moving on. Moving on to the next story. Seema Khan changes name on Instagram after filing for a divorce from Sohail Khan. She shares a cryptic note. She removed Khan from her name and her the name read as Seema Kiran Sajde. Amid divorce reports with Sohail Khan, fashion designer, and the fabulous lives of Bollywood wife star Seema Khan recently changed her name. She removed Khan from her name and her name reads as Seema Kiran Sajdev. This comes almost a week after they were spotted at a family court in Bandra. According to several media reports, they filed for divorce. However, they are yet to release an official statement about their divorce. Earlier, she also shared a post about trust on her Instagram stories. Everything will work out in the end. You don't need to know how. You just have to trust that it will. The post shared by Seema Red. Now, friends, the funny thing is that, see, they don't have any other medium to convey their thoughts, because they're not well known. They're just, by the, roadside. Nobody even bothers about them. Just because they had a Khan as a tag, somebody at least turns and looks at them. And we all know for a long time they've been separated. And even in the series that she's done, they look so disgruntled and unhappy with each other. So we all know that this has been happening. And look at Malaika. Now, Arjun says that, the rumors were that they're going to get married. Now, Arjun got so irritated and he's saying that people know about my life more than me. Now, if you go around flaunting this lady left and right, people are going to assume a lot of things because you don't have movies, Arjun. The only thing you have is Malaika who's half clad, so that is the only thing that gets you attention, Arjun Kapoor. Yeah, back to you, Jay.
Yeah, so finally she has taken the surname of, she has removed the surname of Khan from her social media account. So, what does that sort of indicate? That, she is, she,
Single and ready to mingle.
yes. So, so and she gained a lot of popularity only through that the controversial series in Netflix, which is the Fabulous Lives of Bollywood or something. And people didn't know who she was before that. And now it's like all the brothers of Salman Khan have become they they don't have much success as far as their marriage is concerned. you know so we know the history of relationships that Salman had in the past.
And
And
surely, Pooja Mishra is going to be made of this new girl, Shahnaz, also. Soon we will have her complaining just like Pooja Mishra, what all the brothers did to her. Now, Maya comes out with a very good statement. She says, Navneet Rana proved to be another U-turner. She and her husband enjoying their food with Raut, Sanjay Raut, has gone viral. Don't know if it is old or recent photo. Maya, if you had listened to MRB's talk, MRB is so frank. MRB had said that, see, you can never trust the Ranis because, wherever they need to hold a flag and it suits them, they go, even if it is NCP or it is BJP or anybody else. So that's exactly what has happened this time. Yeah, back to you, Jenny.
yeah, so coming to the next piece of news is with regards to South Indian film star Dhanush. And actor Dhanush sent a legal notice to a Madurai based couple who claimed that he was their biological son, warning that he would be constrained to file a defamation suit of rupees 10 crores. Kathirasan and Meenakshi, a couple based in Madurai, have claimed that Dhanush was their biological son and that he was their third son. They also said that he had to run away from home to act in movies and had sought a maintenance amount of rupees 65,000 per month from him. So Dhanush and his father Kasturi Raja sent a legal notice to the couple through their lawyer Haja Gisti and asked the couple not to make such fake claims. The notice sent by the lawyer of the actor and his father read, "My client hereby calls you both to desist from making false, untenable, and defamatory allegations against them henceforth. Failing compliance, my clients will be constrained to approach the competent courts to protect their rights. In this regard, and prevent you from carrying such false claims. The notice also said that if such claims were made in the future, both Kathiresan and Meenakshi will be prosecuted for causing defamation and the consequent loss of their reputation. The actor and his father also called upon the couple to issue a press statement stating that all the claims made by them are false and asked them to apologize for it. The lawyer in notice also said that if the couple fail to do so, they will be slapped with a suit of rupees 10 crores. Now, Dhanush, who according to the records is Venkatesh Prabhu Kasturi Raja, so this is his name according to records, argued that he was born to filmmaker Kasturi Raja and Vijay Lakshmi. The court had called for a DNA test, but Dhanush and his lawyers had declined it as the actor was asked by the court to undergo medical examination to verify his identification marks, and the results had proved inconclusive. So my doubt is why did Dhanush and his lawyers decline the DNA test if they are so confident? Yeah, you're on mute.
Karthik says, Dhanush,
Yeah.
a simple DNA test will clear everything. What were the Madurai couple doing all these years? It's a nice one, yeah. Yeah, you can continue, Jaideep, with the next story.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to Sachin Vaze. And in the detail order on the rejection of Sachin Vaze's bail application in the corruption case related to former State Minister Anil Deshmukh, the Special Prevention of Money Laundering Act court observed that there is a prima facie evidence to indicate that Vaze was an active participant in the generation of proceeds of crime and actually involved in the laundering of the said proceeds of the crime. Special Judge R.N. Rokade took note of the fact that Vaze was suspended on two earlier occasions. The first time in January 2003 in a case regarding the escape of suspected terrorist Khwaja Yunus, and the second time in March 2004 for the alleged custodial death of Yunus. He was reinstated on both the occasions in May 2003 and June 2020. So, Parambir Singh had given a statement that Vaze was reinstated due to political pressure used by him. And Vaze is also an accused in the Antilia bomb case, which is being investigated by the NIA, as you know. And prima facie, the background of the applicant, which is Vaze, indicates that he is an influential person. Considering the antecedents of the applicant, the possibility of tampering with witnesses cannot be firmly ruled out, said the special court. The court further added the investigation is at a nascent stage and the proceeds of the crime are yet to be recovered. The case against Vaze is based entirely on the documentary trail, banking transactions, and statements taken on oath. Therefore, there is no chance of hampering the case of tampering with the evidence. Special public prosecutors Sunil Gonzalez and Sriram Shivset, they opposed the bail plea, contending that Vaze indulged in illegal activities while performing his police duty as the head of the crime intelligence unit of the Maharashtra Police. So the ED had further contended that on Deshmukh's instructions, Vaze had called a meeting with the orchestra bar owners and demanded a sum of rupees 3 lakhs each from 1,750 bars across the city. So Vaze in a statement has admitted to calling the meeting, collecting cash and handing it over to Kundan Shinde, Deshmukh's then PA. The court noted he fairly conceded that he had collected approximately rupees 4.7 crores from orchestra bar owners between December 2020 and February 2021, added the court in its order. So a lot of things are now coming out regarding the Vasuli, when Vaze and Parambir were in power. So we'll have to wait and see if Vaze, finally reveals some important details with regards to the SSR and the Disha case, so that CBI can make further progress, and there'll be an update for all the SSRIs, hopefully.
Maya says Quasi PBS and are still not put on trial. Isn't there enough evidence to nail them for murder rather than lesser charges of Asuli? Absolutely. They have to just be, hung by their legs, and given a good beating, and everything will spill out. Exactly how SSR was tortured and how the evidence was hidden, will come out of these corrupt policemen, all working under the Thakres. Yes, back to you, Jerry.
Yeah. So coming to the next piece of news is with regards to R. Madhavan. And Madhavan says that he has been so busy with rocketry, the Nambi effect. For the last few years, he hasn't had a chance to make any money. So Madhavan, he'll make his directorial debut with the upcoming biopic Rocketry, the Nambi Effect. So this is based on the great scientist Nambi Narayan. Said that he has a lot of riding on the film as he hasn't had major theatrical release since Vikram Veda in 2017, and he didn't make any money in the last 4 years. So what about the series in Netflix? Was that not a success with regards to Madhavan? If I remember, there was a series in Netflix in which Madhavan had acted. It was quite controversial, and yeah. So coming back to this, in an interview in the Cannes Film Festival, Madhavan told that he feels constant fear about rocketry. He said, I have a son. There was COVID. I didn't make any money during COVID. I didn't make any money 2 years before COVID because I was doing the film. The things that kept me alive were the one off chances that I took on OTT to keep the fires burning. But apart from that, I haven't done any films. So, you friends, you see that he stresses on the word that one off chances I took on OTT. So, what does that tell you? It tells you that that OTT series which he did on Netflix was not very successful. So my last film was Vikram Veda. So there's fear that there's constant fear. He thanked his wife Sarita for being a great support. So in Rocketry, as you know, Madhavan stars as Dr. Nambi Narayan, a space scientist who was involved in a spy scandal. And as Madhavan joked in an interview, he directed Rocketry despite never having made a film before, even on an iPhone. So Madhavan said that he reached a breakdown point when the original director Anand Mahadevan quit the project a few days into the filming. But he was encouraged by Narayanan himself to take over as director because he understood the subject so well. Madhavan insisted that forgot having to take creative liberties. He had to remove stories from the film to make it more believable. So this is, I do hope that this film really tells the real story of the great space scientist Nambi Narayan and all the hurdles and troubles that he faced in his life, and it's an
Karthik,
actual depiction.
yeah. Karthik makes a very good point. Maddie should focus more on being positive about his life. The pandemic was a curse for the entire world, and not just him. Let the films work for itself. Why play victim card now? Well said. And also, Leonora says, she also makes a very good point. Leonora
Mhm.
says, "What, son? What do you mean, poor thing? She's the one throwing herself over the pig boss. She's just a cheap and disgusting person who's another character like Kangana. Anything for fame and money." So well said. You see, because nobody does something to you. You go and fall at their feet, and they use you. That's how Bollywood works. Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah, Madhi probably feels left out both from South films and Bollywood and wants inclusiveness. Why bother when your work speaks for yourself? Um,
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Karthik, that he feels that he's being left out, and that there's no more sort of importance or spotlight on him by the media, at least.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So now I'd like to come to another point. Very strangely, Vogue India, has come out with a cover of a Pakistani lady, wearing nearly nothing above and wearing a sari, and she's supposed to be getting wed to this man. And her upper half is, covered in gold. Now, I thought in Pakistan people preferred the veil, or the burqa, because they've been fighting for it even in college and schools. Now, why does Vogue India do this? What is Vogue trying to do? Okay, trying to say that, see, it's okay, she can show her bosom and absolutely no problem. Then why are they fighting over the veil? You don't need the burqa. This is the best style. Uncover yourselves and just walk on the streets. So this comes as a shocker from Vogue India. Meanwhile, I'm also surprised by uh, the kind of people who have joined the Cannes festival bandwagon. Now we have Padnavis's wife, who comes in almost a clownish costume, which is a pant and suit that doesn't become her at all. She looks really very weird. And then you have someone who doesn't have any movies to her credit, which is Urvashi Rotela, and she's also a part of the Cannes festival. And then, of course, you have the hero, the one who handled the SSR death ceremonial, okay, in style with his sister. We're talking about Sandeep Singh. And you remember, he was also allegedly caught in the sexual molestation of a boy in Mauritius. Okay. Now here also you see him standing next to a very handsome boy, and it's the launch of one of their movies now, or the announcement of their movies, Safed or something. And I'm sure, this boy is not going to find it very safe being near him. So all these people, the riffraff have landed in Cannes, and they are supposed to be the ambassadors for India. Not one of them has said a good word about India or about the kind of work that Modi ji is doing. So I don't know what on earth Minister Anurag, Thakur is doing with, this, what do you call, bunch of people, including Mrs. Fadnavis. So we'd like to also see your comments on that, because I think a lot of you are very upset with what's happening in Cannes, and we don't know who's selecting the jury. And then you have Aishwarya Rai coming out with an accent that nobody recognizes and a very artificial sort of laughter, and she makes her daughter also speak in a very funny accent, And then they have, the usual bodyguard, which is Amitabh Bachchan's son. I don't know why he lands up, as a bodyguard for them. So then you have Tamanna dancing with Deepika Padukone, who puts some weird makeup, and speaks in a manner that she doesn't touch upon India's progress or what India is doing. I don't know why these people all land up, and the way the minister looks at them as if they're gods. It's I love it when I hear Yogi Adityanath saying that, see, whenever you take or do a contract, make sure that there is no underworld dealings in that. See, that's the kind of person we need, and not these flip-flop ministers, whose adulation can be seen in all these photographs. It's absolutely shameless of them. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're talking to, as I said, coming to another aspect. Which is, earlier, before the boycott Bollywood, many of us enjoyed some songs. Like I like this song, Chura Ke Dil Mera, or the songs from Hum Dil De Chuke Hai Sanam. But now, knowing the background of these heroes and heroines, I find it so repulsive that I can't even watch their songs or watch the ads, and many of you have expressed your thoughts on this regularly through our channel. I'd love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? Because see, now we only get to listen to some English music or regional music or songs from olden times. We are talking about Rahul Dev Burman or those kind of songs. So unfortunately for this gang of Khans, they've been completely boycotted by the audience, and their songs are no longer relatable. to the audience. So you've done one more favor to us. We now don't watch your songs also. What do you say, friends? Leonara says Sandeep Singh is a very weird and dubious character, and these ministers actually get a bit aside till they get caught one day. Absolutely. Maya, yes, Meenaji. Yogi ji giving a talk on administration was so precise in what and how to take action. It was like a treatise on governance. I can only see him as the future Prime Minister of India and not all these butterfly ministers. Welcome, Bhairavi. Yes, Karthik. So we have woken up to the death by 1,000 cuts of our precious Bharat. Sensible. How did these people last so long? Yes, very strange. Chirantan, no charge sheet in the Arjun Rampal case by the NCB. Absolutely. Yeah, Jade, could you read?
So Komal says, me, Pyarelal, and old heroines like Padmini and Zenith. We were in Toronto, and the show went very well. But new Bollywood films aren't working overseas.
Absolutely.
Yes, Cruz Rug's case charge sheet might open the Pandora's box soon. Let's hope so. Leonara says Bollywood is almost dead and are now doing anything for money. Yes, especially with the South Indian film industry taking over the limelight now, and they are the number one in terms of in the whole of India. That Telugu film industry is number one in terms of box office, in terms of views in YouTube. So and even
Roja is saying,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I hate even to watch a glimpse of Bollywood songs. I think it's affected all of us, Roja. Shobha, ever old songs of Chulman, I hate. Anyways, music over the last 2 decades in Bollywood has no good lyrical content. Not melody like the 60s. Absolutely. It's all about, what do you call, just as if it is just talking, chatting. There's absolutely no lyrics, no rhythm, nothing. Why do they invite actresses like Hina Khan and Heli Shah?
No, that's a very important question. What Sri Ganesh has raised. Why is insignificant actresses like Hina Khan being invited to such an crucial film festival in the world, and where not anyone gets an invite?
No, but it's changed, Dev. See, you look at Urvashi Rautela. What is her credit? What credit can you give her?
Yeah, but there has to be some sort of link
Absolutely.
with regards to the drug mafia in India and outside, or with regards to some other the political
Yeah,
connect.
Parul is also saying the same
Yeah,
thing. Parul is saying that this time India's representation at Cannes is beyond disappointing. Brilliant and nationalist talent like SSR had no chance going representing India at such global platforms. Very, very, very sad. Well said, Parul.
Cruz. Yeah,
Why do they invite
yeah.
actresses? Yes,
You take it.
absolutely. Sensible. Exactly. There needs to be a more transparency and great movies to be made, like in the early 80s. Beautiful series like Malgudi Days with real feelings and real emotions. Yeah, Jede.
This is the worst team of actors and others chosen to represent India in Cannes. May I suggest that your channel write a public letter to
Yes, yes.
Mr.
I will be doing that.
Anurag Patur and
Absolutely.
get signatures.
Yeah.
Yes,
Especially
yes,
from the kind of
by
feedback that we've been getting from viewers such as you, Bhairavi.
I'm the 70s kid, and my love for music was only from the period earlier to that and up to mid 1980s. Music is good only if it touches your soul or makes you dance up,
Yeah,
melody and rhythm.
absolutely.
Absolutely, Karthik. Then, yeah,
You're
yeah. See,
expressing it now.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, like, I don't get it that how and such an insignificant actress like Hina Khan, gets an invite to attend Cannes Film Festival. There must be something more to it, which we
Yeah, very
love.
much.
So songs of yesterday were so melodious, lyrical, and full of nuanced phrases. Compared to today's songs about double, I think double meaning. That's sex, harsh music. Which one cannot remember the next moment? Absolutely,
Yeah.
Maya. It's today's actresses, Bollywood, especially Bollywood actresses, is all about showing skin, doing item numbers, rather than having the actual skill of acting, right? They have everything else in terms of physical appearance, and they expose a lot, and they try to copy these Hollywood actresses,
Yeah. Sunita
even
has
in
nailed
their
it with this
yeah.
one. Cannes Festival is driven by sponsors. So you have money and clout. You can walk red carpet, show your movies, hire PR and whatnot. This is exactly what Sandeep Singh is doing there. He can't, I'm sure he can't even say a sentence straight. Ma'am, have you seen Thakkar Street today? Yeah, yes, I've seen it by the way, and I've also commented about it. See, in a lot of the, see, for example, Nilot Pal, who we also suspect, was seen garlanding Samir Wankhede. So when I asked Samir Wankhede, he said, see, we are there, see, many people come and ask us for photographs and we pose with them, and this is what happens. So I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt because in his tenure as an NCB officer, he has proved himself uh, beyond that. He was so excellent. So I wouldn't say that he is a part of this dirty cabal. Let's go to the next one. Vasanti Shehnaz acts innocent, but she knows what's happening in Bollywood. All that she's doing is to get films from Salman, as he is very powerful. Yes, he is the queen maker. Like you say, the king maker. He is the queen maker. Their wide, open mouths, full of bright white veneers, are repulsive. They are not happy. They are full of fear. Yeah. Actually, in fact, and I'd like to just make a little comment here because what you said is so true. See, when I feel like relaxing and I'm having my tea, I sometimes watch some videos on YouTube where you go back to the countryside and how people live in the countryside of India or other countries, and you see the kind of calmness, how they enjoy nature and they make things out of what's available in nature, and you look at the look of bliss on their faces. They don't have what you call a Rolls Royce or a Lamborghini, but they are the happiest people. And that's what makes you understand that happiness is not money all the time. Happiness is within your mind. You can bring about happiness for yourself. You can also destroy yourself in the same process. By Ravi, sent the letter of protest to Anuragji with the reasons for why we feel the team of people are not qualified to represent India and are tainted. Yes, we will do that. Going on to the next is Urvashi is the panel. This universe, yeah. Hina Khan is regular visitor in Big Boss. You can guess her relationship with children. Yes, Jaideep, let's continue.
Yeah, Tarani Peshwaria, who's a social media influencer, even she was invited for Cannes Film Festival from India.
So here, I'd also like to make a comment. See, in the press conference that Karan Johar had in the film that you said, Jaideep, Juk Juk Jiyo, I think this Varun Dhawan made, almost insulted the press media after having invited them for a press conference. He behaved in such a cheap manner, trying to protect Kiara, and this is the kind of And are you writing for these people? Are you giving them PR or what? They can't even control their tongues in a press conference. A press conference is where so many media come and watch your every move. Can't you control your mouth? Anyway, everybody knows Varun Dhawan. You can't act for nuts. You're just a jumping jack. Okay. And the only, what do you say, claim to fame that you have is you are related to David Dhawan in some way. I don't even know whether your nephew or a stepkid or whatever. Okay. So please don't throw that weight around with media. They are not going to, take it lying low. They'll give you nicely, and that time you won't be able to even walk up. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect suggestion. Says sensible life. Hina Khan was never invited this time. She was crying all over media. Okay. The festivals which hosted classics like Nicha, Nagar,
Patar Panchali.
Patar Panchali, and others is
That is a
hosting
Satyajit
such
Ray movie. Yeah.
okay, others hosting such low-grade starlets showcasing our country. What a come down!
Yes,
Absolutely, Karthik.
absolutely. From those, what do you say, classics to what it is today. Well said, Karthik.
So it was only during the early 90s that Dawood Ibrahim had infiltrated Bollywood, and then the decline started during the early 90s, and now it has completely been Bollywood has been decimated completely thanks to Sushant Singh Rajput, the movement and boycott Bollywood movement also.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Kangana can speak for India. Deepika, Urvashi are dumbfounded and when asked any question, only decorative
Onwards.
dolls. Yes. So yeah, it's true. People don't seem to listen to movie songs. I have witnessed it when I went to London shopping, where they are now playing bhajans and Hanuman Chalisa.
Well said,
That is news, Leonara.
brilliant.
It's good. It's good that people are listening to more traditional Indian classical music now.
Yeah, even when Modi went there in Japan,
Mhm.
everybody started with Jai Shri Ram and, those kind of greetings right away.
So yeah,
Thank you,
uh,
Meenaji. Appreciate your platform. And
thanks by the way.
I
I,
think these festivals are just like IPL or Dubai Mafia. Absolutely. Integrity of, thank you, Bhairavi. Well appreciated. One Smita Patil would have been enough to raise the levels of Indian films at Cannes, if only she was alive. There are also some mysteries there, Karthik, for sure. Yeah, Jyoti?
yeah. Um, Sri Ganesh says that is it true that Urfi is being paid to
Yes,
wear those?
yes, Sri Ganesh. See, she has a sponsor, and I'm sure, I'm 100% positive that person is the female producer of a very big production home. Okay, and she's getting so much money in lakhs, and earlier she used to wear like clothes of a beggar. Now she's moved on to some paper. Later she'll move on to something like chiffon, and then of course she'll move on to perhaps a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tom and Jerry says that this session has been very interactive.
Yes, with lots of
Thank
good
you,
comments.
Tom,
Absolutely.
and absolutely each and every comment by each and every viewer is very sort of intelligent, and we really enjoy interacting with you guys. So they can send anyone they want to the festival. We know how it works. We won't watch that since the only superstar, real star Sushant is there, not the only deserving one. Absolutely, HL. I have quit listening to Hindi
Yeah,
songs.
we've taken
Yeah.
that. It's sad that nowadays actors aren't role models by any stretch of imagination. And as Sir rightly said, it's all skin and sin. Yes. The songs all sound the same. Yeah, Jade.
Yeah, with some electronic music is in every song. No roots to any kind of classical music. They all go to the same doctors and look at the and dress the same also. Yes, Moonchild. Um, Meenaji, you are being missed. I
Thank you.
wonder.
In fact, there's a little small
Yeah,
thing that I'd like to share with you. Friends, see, when we realize that the SSR diaries are no longer really true to what SSR had written about, because we got some sort of proof that something is wrong somewhere. And we stopped it because we did not want to fool our viewers. We wanted to be truthful to you. Okay, by doing that, I did not cut a sorry figure. No, earlier a lot of the writings were that of Sushant, But now suddenly it has become an attack on Modi ji. I don't know how angry Sushant would have been about Modi, because I don't think they can find anything corrupt about a person who does not have a family, and who doesn't even want his mother to stay with him. That's the kind of self-sacrificing prime minister we have now. Because of that, I told I dissociated myself. Now I believe they are abusing me left and right. The people who are who have gone with the lady. But to tell you the truth, I'm not really bothered, because what SSR had done initially, and that's the effect that is happening in our, amongst you all, and that's boycott Bollywood. If you're keeping on going to Vibon, politics about politicians and what's happening now, SSR died 2 years back. You're talking about the latest politics. Is the cabal weaving the politics or the SSR diary now? I'm being very serious now. So please, people are trying to criticize me and say that, see, I am doing it because of my personal choice. No, I'm not doing it because of my personal choice. If I felt SSR had 100% written what is coming now, what is being shown by Deepthi in her Twitter, it means there's something very, very wrong. It is not SSR. It is the cabal that is writing the diaries. I'd like to get this straight, And so whoever is abusing me and my channel, let me tell you that it doesn't affect me at all. I still stand for the truth. And Candid Meena, with all the viewers who are here and who are all standing with me, I'm telling you, this is the truth. And the cabal is trying to do a very, very weird thing. What they're trying to do is hit with one stone at two birds. One is our Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, and the second is to malign SSR, saying that he did not like Modi. So these two things are fictitious, created by someone who hates Modi and who wants to destroy whatever reputation SSR had. So all those people are criticizing it. Please listen to this, and understand what's happening. Nothing more to say on this. Yeah, back to you, Jerry.
Yeah, coming back to the comments, what disturbs me more is not cans, also the civilian awards being given to these idiots. I mean, why is the country promoting these jokers? Absolutely moonchild, and even with regards to, some sports festival last year that you had a lot of brand ambassadors, especially all these lead Bollywood heroes. So, like, I don't see why how Bollywood stars are being taken as ambassadors in these sports events too, so which they have nothing to do with. And yeah, so true, Meera ma'am, we are proud of you. So yeah, so I think
Very
that's
objective.
all.
Renu says, absolutely right, Veena ma'am. Thank you for your hard work. I'm sure you'll get best results soon in the SSR case and others too. His free spirit is guiding you. Gloria. Oh, Meena, I was wondering why the diary reading stopped. Thanks for letting me know now. Rupees 2 to 4 million per month. I too trusted her completely. It was shocking for me. I was very upset for those few days. Yes, please, Karthik, do read what is being written in her Twitter, and you'll know that something is very, very wrong there. Lenara, yes, they are, Meena ma'am, but you'll get some losers that will talk behind your back. And I did counter that guy yesterday, and rightly so. Thank you for that. Urfi, net worth is rupees 170 crores. Okay.
Yeah,
Renu,
so
SSR
I
was
would like
an
to
ardent fan of
yeah, I
Modi
would
ji.
like to
Very
respond
important.
to
Just a second, Jerry. This point is the most important. What Renu Sharma is saying. SSR was the ardent fan of Modi ji. Now, whatever is coming in the diary is to attack Modi ji. Modi ji had never had any vested interest. Even today, what is he doing? He's in Japan, and in 44 hours he has 22 meetings. Who is he doing it for? He doesn't take a holiday. He's never taken a holiday in all these years. Do you find such a prime minister anywhere? I don't stand for BJP. There are some ministers I cannot stand. But I stand for a leader like Prime Minister Modi, because he is bending backwards to make India, on top of the map. So let us not, Deepthi or anybody, try to criticize our Prime Minister by writing that is coming through someone who's trying to attack our Prime Minister and SSR. Yeah, Jaidev?
Yeah, the previous comment that regarding Urfi that someone mentioned, yeah, Kannan Iyer, I think Kannan Iyer, he mentioned that Urfi was worth 170 crores. Now, I can't believe this figure. It's hard to believe that how can Urfi, have such a very high net worth when she has not done anything, very.
No, she is sponsored, Jaidev. She is patronized by some people to sort of malign society and show that Indian women don't wear any clothes. So this is just to pollute our system, you know. Shobha,
Yeah, but
I
still,
guess the
that's a
diary will
very.
end up saying our beloved SSR committed suicide. Honestly, I was not watching SSR diaries after 2 or 3. Now here, please, friends, just do watch it. As you said, Shobha, there is something very, very wrong, and just mark my words and see how it is going. See, for me, I don't have anything against Deepthi, but if you are presenting the wrong thing to the viewers, then I cannot agree with you or put you on my platform. So do not say to others that Meena, because of Meena's personal differences. No, there were no personal differences. Everything on this channel is about programs. And when you say that SSR is talking badly about Modi ji, I can't believe you because everybody knows the kind of respect that he had for Modi ji. I don't butter any YouTuber. I'm here for SSR, but will always counter when someone goes wrong. Absolutely. Can you let me know what happened? Maybe tomorrow. Yes. I read the article about Urfi Network,
Oh,
though.
okay.
Exactly, ma'am. Thank you so much. Friends, and on this note, Jaydev and I will take your leave. Thank you, and we'll see you again tomorrow with some more news. Good night.
Good night.